Hi there, thanks for tuning in. My name's Michael.
And I'm Matthew.
We got to play Riggs Mechanized Combat League at EGX Rezzed 2016 recently. So we brought you this exclusive gameplay footage. Did I mention it's exclusive?
Definitely exclusive. We know that much.
Very exclusive. This is by Guerilla Cambridge. Really good development house, actually. I mean, they haven't done much, but what they have done is really good. They did the best of the Killzone installments. This is going to be exclusive to PlayStation VR. The rigs in question are basically giant mechs. You can see one on the screen now. It's a kind of bipedal walker with big fat guns for arms and helmeted bell ends in the driving seat.
There's different types of rigs as well. So you did loosely mention you're going to be driving the one which could double jump, but I think there's ones that can hover and do various other special things.
Yeah, the demo we played only offered us the one rig, but there will definitely be different types available in the actual game.
I think you see for one on the left has the fan blade things which allow it to hover.
Yes, indeed. So the one we're in now, as Matthew said, basically allows you to double jump. This will the benefits of this will become apparent once we're in the actual game, but just going up through the Hunger Games style tube at the beginning now. It's 3 versus 3.
In this particular game mode, there may be other game modes with different...
Indeed. It's just explaining the goal. So there's a goal in the middle, which is like a donut-shaped ring. You can see the controls there. Now, when you press the circle button, this puts maximum energy into the guns. The triangle button basically starts increasing your health. It puts energy into the health.
Starts healing you.
And the square button makes you move faster. So what you have to do, when you shoot the enemies, and just at random as well, energy spheres drop. You pick up these little glowing balls. Once you've got so many, you go into overdrive mode, and what it's telling you on the screen there. Apologies, by the way, that we haven't got the soundtrack. It was the unit was set to only spit out sounds to the headphones rather than to the pad, which is what we were connected to. But basically, once you're in overdrive mode, you have to jump into the goal, which is the little donut-shaped thing in the middle. And what it was explaining there is that the tactics are, if the enemy's going for the goal, try and block them. If you're going for the goal,
through.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going for the goal, then look out for the enemies doing the same to you. So here we go. So here's you and your team, your 2 teammates. This is actually Matthew playing this at the moment. This is you and your 2 teammates in the starting sector. The enemy team are opposite. You can just about see actually in the top right. That's the little yellow donut-shaped thing. That is the goal. So basically, the controls are really nice. You just use the left analog stick to move around. The right analog stick steers, but where you look with your head, that basically aims the gun. So you can see there's a little aiming reticule in the middle.
They definitely have auto lock, because you can definitely tell that it's not too bothered about where you're looking. If you're looking in general direction, the guns lock on.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be bang on with it. The auto aiming I thought was good. I didn't think it was
spot on. I would say auto aiming. It
felt really nice actually. There was never a case where I was clearly looking at someone, but it was shooting past them. So obviously you've just been killed there, but as with any good sports style game, you respawn pretty much straight away. So yeah, you can see your allies have got blue name tags and the enemies there have got red tags. So you can see that you're in gun mode at the moment.
I've just gone into overdrive mode.
Right, yeah, you can see in the bottom right hand side, you can see the little gold logo which shows that you're
just score a goal.
Right, so he double jumps into the goal, and that's basically 1 point for your team. And you can actually see the score on the left of the screen. It says 2-0 at the moment, so clearly someone else scored before that. And if you get 2 points for a goal, I didn't really keep up with how the scoring took place because it was so fast paced. So here you go. I don't think you actually score points for killing the enemies, although the benefit is obviously that you
go into overdrive.
Yeah, you go into overdrive quicker. So you can see the little red symbol now on the bottom right.
So it did just jump up by 2 then when I scored, so maybe it is.
So yeah, maybe it is 2 points per goal. So basically, yeah. So you can see that the rig is in gun mode at the moment. It's basically a good idea to keep it in that whenever enemies are around.
If you're out of action, obviously you want to go into speed mode to get to action.
Exactly, and you can see on the right-hand side of the HUD as well, there's a red energy bar. It's actually just jumped up to the top now because you've gone into overdrive mode. So when you go into overdrive, it basically whacks your shields up, so you've got a chance of getting to the goal. So there we go, and there's another goal. So yeah, the health is around about 86% at the moment. So Matthew's actually got it in speed mode there, although he has jumped back up to the top now. What is a good idea to do when your health goes down is just to whack it into repair mode, and then that basically makes your health
I wasn't exactly sure where the health bar was, to be honest. I was too focusing on shooting enemies and moving, but
it's difficult when when you're playing the game for the first.
You've learned everything straight off the bat. So
it's really easy for us to obviously sit here and, in retrospect, identify what everything was.
The fact it's 5-1 makes me think it is one score per goal.
Well, unless I assume you pick up points for doing other things as well. So maybe once you've got so many kills or if you do a successful defense or something. So that's half time. So just like a football match or whatever, it's in two halves. 5-1 to the blue team, and I believe the rounds are around about 5 minutes per half. Yeah, 4 to 5 minutes per half. I didn't notice any stoppages. I think it just continuously counts down. So obviously the teams are on opposite sides of the arena at the moment. So there we go. There's the enemy team. The trigger buttons fire the guns. It's the right trigger fires the right gun and the left trigger fires the left gun. So obviously you just hold down both the triggers for the maximum efficiency when you're shooting against the enemies.
One of the mechs, you can sort of set it so the guns can point at two enemies at the same time.
I suspect the mechs do. I mean, the mech we're in at the moment, or the rig, to give it its proper title. I mean, this obviously has a particular weapon scheme and has the double jump capability. I'd imagine there's a rig that is probably a little less mobile than this and has, maybe missiles or some kind of lock-on. Is basically a bit more aggressive, and I'd imagine that there's also a rig that's probably even more mobile, but less well armoured or something.
I mean, it'll be very interesting playing online matches 3v3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the tactics would be involved, and do you go for 3 sort of medium mechs that can move around and do a reasonable amount of damage, or what sort of composition do you go for?
Something I'd like to see in the main game. This is obviously early code we played here, but something I'd like to see in the main game, when it says pilot ejecting, I'd like to actually see a Titanfall style eject rather than just a blank screen, because at the moment it just goes blank and says pilot ejecting. I want to actually see the pilot shooting out the top.
Or feel like you've been shot at.
Yeah, and then so you can actually see the arena below you and where everybody is, and then you respawn in the rig. So it's not really a close match. 11-5 so far. I mean, obviously because it's a demo,
like hitting home, and
Indeed. I mean, keep in mind that all the other players, these aren't real people that we're playing against. Yeah, they're all bots. So there's bots on our team and going up against enemy bots, and they've obviously set it to a fairly easy mode because people are playing it for the very first time and you don't want to be thrown in at the deep end.
But I thought they could have probably, because there was enough units, they could have done 3v3 games. That would have been interesting. I sort of see why they didn't though. So
yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think they wanted to demonstrate as many games as they could, and so the way they did that was to only have 2 of each unit. Playing the game.
I think there was 4 rigs units though, I think.
Yeah, I would have hoped. Were there 4? I thought there was only 2.
There was one round the corner as well.
Right, okay, I didn't see that one.
Next to the res one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they could have really had it so there's basically 3 real players on the team. That would have been nice actually it would have been nice to actually play against real people as well, because obviously when you're playing this at home, that's how you'll be playing it. So that is our exclusive rigs gameplay footage. We do have some more footage. This is my play session coming up now. Camera's a little bit wavy because we didn't have it on the tripod for this one, but we'll leave it up just because it is more gameplay for you to enjoy. We'll shut up now and leave you to enjoy it. Again, apologies for the lack of sound, but the PlayStations unfortunately weren't set up to output sound to our camera. How dare they not cater specifically to our needs. Do hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed this video. We've got lots more PlayStation VR coverage on youtube.com/ParallaxLive, so do check that out. We've got coverage of all of the PSVR games that were displayed at EGX Rezzed 2016, so do check those out.
We've got exclusive footage of Rez as well.
Rez Infinite, yes, and got a bit of footage of the PlayStation VR World's Heist, bit of the Playroom VR there. This actually, for me, although I slightly preferred Valkyrie at last year's EGX, this was easily, for me, the best of the PlayStation VR games.
It's probably a little bit hard
Rezzed.
to compare it with Valkyrie as well, because you didn't get to play it again.
Yeah.
Because obviously I played Battlezone last year, and I played Battlezone again at Rezzed, and I easily preferred this.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably say, I mean, we've both pre-ordered the PlayStation VR. Every time we've played it, it's been fantastic. Really great bit of hardware. This, for me, is I'm basically planning on getting this and Valkyrie as the two titles that I want to actually have at the time that I buy the headset.
I'm quite interested in Battlezone as well.
Yeah, Battlezone looks interesting. I think I could probably wait for that to be a bit cheaper though.
Yeah.
Anyway, by the way, just to explain, I probably should explain, although we do have a dedicated video about this, the blue screen that's coming up is actually the external processor, which was overheating. I should point out, the whole setup was kept in a locked cupboard.
In a warm room.
In a really warm room. It was boiling in there. Even though it was a pretty cold day, the rooms themselves are absolutely boiling hot. So don't read too much into that. And obviously it is early hardware.
And we do have an exclusive video about that as well. So
yeah, check that out. Actually, look out for the PSVR overheating at a Games Expo, I think is what I called it, which is also on youtube.com/ParallaxLive. Anyway, we'll shut up now. I said I would 5 minutes ago, and we'll leave you to enjoy the footage. Thanks ever so much for watching. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Catch you in the next video.